the show. He's in Australia. Say I saw the show. As we are here, people are joining us across the whole universe, and it can only be VOP 90.3. And so on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X, the former Twitter, and not Joseph. Okay, my name is Joseph Olorunsho, and this is security, safety, and the people's right. Anytime I have opportunity to, I have my very, very respected one of the refined policing agency in Nigeria. Like this, I feel always very, very happy because the reason is just that I used to ask how much do they used to budget for them for laundry, and especially in terms of what they spend on detergent or soap. It's not easy for you to look very, very clean, decent every time, and whereby you're always on the road. It's still an essential duty in the day, morning, afternoon, even night. They are on the road with some of our smoke from exhaust, car, and the rest. But for them to still anytime look very, very clean and decent, it means that the management is actually putting a lot of things in place for, apart from not even money now, but it's an attitude. I was having a conversation with someone today. He said, I'm not a banker, but the few things I do in our work make us to find a way to do a lot of things so that you will not be strange. When you want to collect a loan, it's not only the capacity to pay that those that give the loan will look at, the willingness to pay, because you may have the capacity, the mind may not be there. Oh God, I'm not going to pay this. It's easy to borrow money, but to pay is something that out of will. So they can provide everything, but they may decide to say no. But anytime you see the men of Federal Road Safety, I bet you anywhere they look very, very clean. And credit to the entire management of road safety for that. And this afternoon, it's our pleasure to have my very, very good friend. And not only that, he managed road safety activities in where the side that I live, and I've seen his men doing very, very great in a solo. Another person than Joe Oko. Federal Road Safety is solo command or unit command, right? Yes, thank you very much for very, very active. And any person that bear Joe, yes, doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us. We are seeing your wonderful work, your good work.
Thank you for having me this afternoon, and thank you to our listener too. I hope we have a good time this afternoon.
Okay. And the other thing, this is not the first time that this thing happened to me, is when I was in other station too. Anytime maybe I have an invite for some of the Oga in road safety, instead of maybe this is our work, something will just come up and you have to be there. Yeah. You probably ensure that you prepare other people as Oga. I will not be able to meet up with the assignment, but you go there and represent the unit, represent the command, and represent me. And that is what equally happened today. The head of road safety airport supposed to be here, but I said no. He said I will still be here. She said she will still be here. And in doing that, he has the man who is a captain. If you're very conversant with your Bible, even Jesus can carry key giver and say, "Do you know what, Peter? You are rock." So I believe you can do it. We have our own rock here in the studio from Federal Road Safety Airport. Is no other person than Peter Nwezi. Thank you very much for joining us. And how do you control the plane that
we are actually
because you are close to the airport. I say okay, you control the vehicle and equally maybe when you see any plane that is not
we only mind the roads leading to the airport.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's look at this is Mba month, and let you manage among other agents. You manage the highway for every one of us to be able to move from point A to point B till coming back to our video from home. Let me start with Oga Joe. How has it been so far? What I know is a bit very the pressure is a bit up now.
Thank you very much for that question. I must appreciate the management of FRSC, led by the Corps Marshal, who has provided enough facilities and logistics to ensure that this season we are not caught napping. There's been trainings and retrainings, there have been briefings and rebriefings of both at the strategic section and down the line to ensure that people travel seamlessly all through this season. For us at the Solo Unit Command, we've come up with a lot of initiatives. Before now, we did traffic count. We did traffic count within our area of jurisdiction to ascertain traffic volume, especially within the peak and off-peak periods, to know where to deploy men and materials. And that has helped us before this time to ensure that, okay, these are periods where we have traffic building up in certain areas. So we did some kind of route lining along those routes, especially during the peak periods, to ensure that those things don't happen. Secondly, tomorrow we are having a town hall meeting with relevant stakeholders. Those who have shops, you are conversant with our area, Agor Roundabout, Agor Road, Agor Palace Way. There are people who sell hawkers along the road. Those are the ones who usually reduce the width of the road. Then the keke, the tricycles, and the buses in a bid to load.
Especially keke, no, not keke naped, this other vehicle now.
The ones they call kurupe.
Kurupe, yes. Those ones, they are like alternative government.
So these are factors that reduce the road width, and then you also agree with me that there are a lot of trucks that pass through that road. So once the width is reduced and a truck comes in, the build-up begins thereafter. And once it starts along Agor Palace, it's usually very difficult. The spillover gets down to Okeafa, Bako, and before you know it gets to Gate. So we have ensured we are holding a meeting with everyone that has most of the shops, from Agor Palace Way down to Community, Century Market, to Apple Junction. We're also stretching towards Sele Road and down Okeafa. Tow truck operators, ambulance drivers, and the likes. Leaders of thoughts and opinion. And what are we trying to say? Okay, we want to ensure that within this period, those hawkers, those who have shops, those who have illegal structures that are not designated by probably the local government, don't stay on the road.
Or share your market on the road.
Yes, no. Those people who come out and display wares on the road, maybe biscuits, groundnuts, banana, fruits, and the likes. Shoes, I've seen shoe sellers too. So to ensure that they move out those things from the road to ensure free flow of traffic along the road. We're also engaging the tow truck operators who have tow trucks along all those roads, so that if a driver stops at a point where he's not expected to stop, either to drop passengers or to pick up passengers, the vehicle might likely be towed off the road. We intend, after the meeting, we'll come up with a standpoint, and then we'll reach out to the local government chairman. I mentioned it to the executive chairman of Ejigbo LCDA yesterday when we went for a meeting organized by the chairperson of Ejigbo LCDA, involving the wives of the local government chairman in Lagos State. I mentioned it to him and he bought into the idea. He is also organizing something like that. So we intend to ensure that everybody gets to know what we are doing and to ensure that there will be no gridlock within the period. And above that also, there will be a little bit of, call it inconvenience. We'll do some traffic calming procedures. You'll be seeing us early in the mornings, especially when people travel a lot. We'll not be stopping people, but we'll control the speed of travel. Our patrol vehicle will be ahead of every vehicle, or our patrol bike will be ahead, and then travel at a minimal speed to ensure that within our area of jurisdiction, we'll pilot them from our base now to the next command jurisdiction. Probably the next command takes over from there. What are we trying to do? We're trying to calm the speed. We're trying to control the speed, because we've discovered that speeding is one of the is one factor that leads to road traffic crashes.
Still with you. What are you doing? What are you going to do with? We have some transport company around the go runabout, all those, and they'll be moving in the morning.
Yes.
Sometimes they become like those that are going to sell, become a different thing entirely. What is going to be? How are you going to relate with them? Then the issue of alcohol before they will leave that park. What are you going to do to ensure that the union, the owner of the company, me? I used to say, let me beg. How will by for please? If you must drink anything, drink water.
Well, for this season, it's not a time to beg anyone. It is not a time, because road safety is a collective responsibility. It is not about the man who is driving or the man who is enforcing. Even the passengers. Thank God for the wisdom of FRSC management for this year's Ember Month campaign. The theme that encompasses the passengers. Every passenger is asked or has been asked to speak up, because crashes kill more passengers than drivers. Now, what we have done is also to engage the transport operators. You're right, we have a lot of transport operators from Agor Palace Way, that Agor roundabout,
Yes.
down to Sele. We've also engaged them, and then they've agreed to some of the things we have said, and our men will be there every morning in all the parks. It's actually going to stretch us. I also appreciate management for giving us enough staff. We're going to have at least 2 staff in each of the loading bay. What is their job? They are working with transport standardization officer. There's this scheme we call Road Transport Safety Standardization Scheme. The transport standardization officer, who is in charge of the scheme, is going to supervise the job of these officers that will be posted to the transport agencies. Now, what is their job? Their job is to ensure that everyone who is traveling fills in the passengers manifest. Their names are in the manifest. The drivers who will have to check them, will have to test for alcohol and other substances. We have a breathalyzer. They will have the breathalyzers each day they go out there to ensure that each of the the drivers are tested to ensure that they have the permissible level of alcohol in their blood. If it is above the level, 0.05, they will not be allowed to travel. And then we also ensure that we advise them to ensure speed limiting devices also. Though most of the operators are complaining that it doesn't allow them travel at the speed they want to travel at. But we've also tried to let them know that using the instrumentality of journey management, that it is not really about the speed with which to travel. That also brings me to the FRSC mobile app. I don't know if you have it in your phone. If you don't have it, please, as soon as we finish this program, I'll employ you to download the FRSC mobile app. It was launched in September this year. For passengers, it will also help you. You're in the vehicle, there's a speed governor in the app. So if the driver is going at a speed you think is excessive, the app is going to alert you, and then you could call the attention of the driver. And if that is going to cause some distraction in the vehicle, why not call 122? Once you call 122, there's a toll-free, FRSC toll-free line. You call 122, and the next patrol team will be on the lookout for such a vehicle, and then something definitely to be done.
Apart from checking the level of alcohol in their system, please let them be checking their pocket too. You know, these sachets, these people, some of them, they will buy it and say, okay, if I'm out of the park, then I can take it. I will just find a way to use it. And the passenger too, when you see that bringing something from pocket, say, okay, what with that?
Okay, I think we do more of engaging the passengers to ensure that they don't allow the drivers to make use of these substances. But you know, asking a man getting into their pockets might go a little way. But on a serious note, if everyone speaks up, it's actually going to help to reduce traffic crashes. I remember when I was at Enugu, I was at the academy, traveling from Lagos here. I borrowed a vehicle. We got to Ojota, somewhere around Bega. The driver put into a gas station to refill, and then he bought energy drink. I didn't know it was alcoholic, so he downed it, And after 20, 30 minutes, he took the second one. It was a can. And then I noticed that from the moment he took it, his countenance changed. He became restless. The boss had AC, but he will wind the glass down. He will send it up. He will take his head out. He was just quarreling with people. I knew that, okay, this guy had taken something that was controlling him. So I began to, from that moment, I think from just after Beggar, I started engaging him. We began to talk, because if everybody sleeps off, that guy might actually go off, because at a point I noticed his eyes just shut for a moment and it opened and our eyes met. And he asked me, okay, what happened? I said, nothing happened. And then I engaged him from that point until we got to Enugu, where I disembarked. So it behoves on us as passengers to also speak up when we notice some of these things, so that we reduce the propensity for road traffic crashes to happen.
Thank you very much, Oga Joe. Reason why we are having the conversation, that you that listen, you are very, very important to us. Especially all of us in VOP want you to always be there to listen to us any day, because anybody that cross to the other side, I don't know whether they still know what you would they talk for here, whether they hear, I don't know. Let me come to Oga Peter. Oga Peter, in fact, you get plenty work. Especially some of us, when you look, if I didn't be at the airport so time, maybe with now the ticket is not very cheap now for you to fly from one part of Nigeria to the other. So for someone to mix it, you would rather put all the speed for him to get to either MM2 or MM1. What are some of the guidelines you are giving to every one of us?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Well, we are the FRSC Lagos Airport unit. We most times try as much as possible to make the traffic within the airport, the road leading to the airport, be free and flowing. And for that to be possible, we also make sure we clear obstructions to allow free flow of those passengers that are trying to meet up with their flight. Sometimes we have our patrol teams too stationed before the toll gate, try to calm the traffic and make people reduce their speed. Yes, you're rushing for your flight, but you still have to watch out your speed and look out for pedestrians so you don't. So far so good. We at the airport to try to manage and make sure that there's free flow of traffic within the airport, its environment.
Okay, let's look at Fridays. What are you going to do with Friday? Because sometimes going especially close to that MM2 stroke Air Force gate, this other gate, Friday, mocks is always you must see sometimes traffic at that very place. So what do you think we can do to reduce the traffic? Because sometimes the traffic will be running down to the toll gate. People, we must pray.
Yes.
On Friday, but what as we want to pray, what are you doing to ensure that you reduce the traffic there?
Most times, as you rightly say, we have rights to pray. So what we do is on those days we try to make our men to, align people properly and make sure that the traffic is flowing, because once the traffic is flowing, it's either going to take maybe 5-10 minutes and the delay, but as long as the traffic is flowing, it will still be okay and everybody is fine.
Yes, another thing at the airport too, and we always see that any person that is at the airport, some of your men at the airport, now you go to dash patient to job, because sometimes you see some other policing agency, either the boss is coming or guy is coming, they decide to rush down to the airport when they can see us. I beg you, not be road safety. At least we wear uniform too. Please and please. Let's beg them. Me, I'm very good in begging. Because on that process, sometimes, in fact, they want to push everybody out of the road because a guy is coming. But you just still have to do your work. What can we do to have that synergy? Road safety is there to ensure that everybody, whether the policing agency, we that are bloody civilian, we still have to make use of the road.
Most times that boils down to sometimes use of siren. And most times some other private people, most times with private vehicles on siren, and they're running late, and they want to push everybody out of the road. I've had my boys have had cause to book for siren violation. Yes, on this road we book. What
You just say they go pay.
They will pay. Once we have their number, there's what we call flight ticket. We can send to the company, and they know the implication. So we also have a way of checkmating those people that are in the haste, and with your siren, and you're bullying everybody on the road. So we book for siren violation. That you're running late. You shouldn't oppress any other person on the road. So try to balance it.
Okay, let's go looking at the airport is like a gateway to Lagos. I know some people are listening to us now that will be coming to Nigeria through Lagos, outside the whole world. They are listening to us now. How do we beg them? Forgive me for only use the word begging, that if the Uber man is coming to pick them, or one of their brothers, sister is coming to pick them at the airport, yes, they still have to. We have to know that everybody have right to use the road. Yes, my brother has been in US, he has been in Canada for the past 5 years. I didn't see him. That anxiety, sometimes you end up, if you are not careful, you end up not seeing your brother, or your brother will not say what happened. Say, I'll be calling this person. That it is later they will now call and say, this number you are calling, something happened. Where are you? Can you come to Susan? When it become like, where are you? Do you know this person? The person, sometimes something unfortunate or something that is not good might have happened. How do we ensure, when you say I am going, we make sure that that welcome back is equally there?
Around the airport here, we have if you're going to the airport via this 7 and 8 route down to the airport, if you're going to the international, you have to take
up the bridge.
But sometimes you have people that some people are new to the environment. They take down the bridge, and we've had issues of crash. So what we did is we'll look for a solution. So what we did is to get cones to do like a traffic calm. When you see those cones, we had to come up with it, because when we do our findings, we always have those issues there. And when you check, some are Uber driver, like you rightly say, some are people going to pick their loved one, but because they don't understand the schematics of the road, and before you know, you'll crash into another one coming from the toll gate. So what we did is to advise the fan that if we put a cone here, it will actually serve as a speed breaker. In that way, the person coming from 7 and 8 will not crash into somebody coming from international under the bridge. And you see, that way we've solved the problem of having crash occurring at that place. And if you go on to international too, there's a speed bump just before the terminal 1. It's also as a result of our COSEN. We have an office in COSEN that we do road audits. We audit the road. There are black spots. There are spots that will give advice. We'll do our audit and we'll advise on the right thing to be done there. If there are places that need speed bumps, we'll advise that you have speed bumps here, so that it will calm the traffic and also secure pedestrians. Because most times, some of those places, you find that pedestrians are crossing. You understand? But when you have such speed breaker or a cone, it tends to reduce the speed. So those are the things we have actually put in place to make sure that people get to go and pick their loved ones safe.
All right.
Well,
in addition to what he said, you begin to see some new things in Lagos State, things you've not been seeing with regards to traffic management. I'm aware, you are aware that we have a sheriff in town who is conversant with the terrain. Talking about the sector commander Lagos State, Corps Commander GK Hamzat. He has given a marching order to all commanding officers. We held a strategy section with him on Monday. All the commanding officers in Lagos State, he has given us a marching order that we should come up with red flags. So at strategic locations, you will be seeing our staff all through this season and beyond. You see staff with red flags trying to flag down motorists, to calm the traffic, to persuade them to reduce their speed. So those are part of the initiatives that he has come up with. Beyond that, he is also massively engaging the media, letting everyone know that, okay, this is what we are doing and this is what ought to be done. And then there's been stakeholders' engagement and their collaborations also to ensure that everybody understands. Some of these people don't really know that speeding is dangerous. So during stakeholders' meetings and they are engaged, you see the awareness, and some persons come up to say, oh, I am very sorry. I really didn't know that this was as dangerous as this. And then there will be changes subsequently. But for those who refuse to change,
They will change.
they will see the change.
You know, when you mention Ogams, that, you know, any person that work with you and has experience at Ojota,
Yes.
Ojota, your Ojota office,
Yes.
stroke, relate with Ojota Park people,
Yes.
which he has been there. I know him from that very place. You know that if he's managing knowledge, that Ojota is as good as managing activities in,
It's not just.
in
It's not just.
Lagos.
It's not just Ojota. I think after Ojota, he was moved to Mowe. Mowe is another crazy. You know, Mowe is the entrance and exit. You know, so you know the religious activities.
Yeah.
The gridlock around Mowe is usually an issue. So he was also unit commander in Mowe, and then he was the Pioneer Corridor commander along the axis also. So he did quite some. He did a lot.
It's a square peg in a square hole.
You just
Let me
just
come
nailed
to you
it.
now, because this man is a big man. This place now, airport.
Yes.
Those people are
big
top.
people.
You know, we can't stop party.
Yes.
We no go, especially now that the year won't end.
Yes,
No
yes.
matter how small the party, we will still do one for that solo. That our side like that. So,
Yes.
what will be your advice? You won't do party. Yes, if you want put canopy that we put one leg on the road, I beg.
No, we are even we would not tolerate any canopy being on the road, especially in this season. I without apologies to anyone, if any canopy is seen, anything that obstructs movement of vehicles within this season, it will be met with the full width of the law within this period. I'm also synergizing with the sister agencies. We are going to do a show of force very soon, probably by next week. We'll do a show of force within the axis with all the relevant agencies, and then anyone who violates will be dealt with. They might have to come before the magistrate or thereabouts. So we will not tolerate it. And for those who do their parties, we have also come up with an initiative called the Boost Bus Operation. It's going to be coming up every weekend, Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, because thank God it's Friday, so people go clubbing, people go drinking. Saturday morning they come out drunk or tipsy or under the influence of something. Sunday morning the same thing. So we would do our operations around those areas, and then we'll narrow traffic, we'll funnel traffic, we'll create barriers using cones so that every vehicle passes through that cone, passes through the funnel. So as you enter the funnel, you pass through the boost bus operation, and that's checking the level of your intake of substances. And for those who are seen to have taken above the permissible limit, probably we'll also work out with a magistrate. There will be a magistrate on ground. They might be sent to go and cool off somewhere for a while.
Now, it's both sides now, you and Oga Peter. I want to travel. I want to drive my family home to Edo State.
Yes.
Maybe Onitsha, Delta State. It's my private motor. What are those things that I need to check in my vehicle before I put it on the road? If I'm going to, maybe I'm just a driver, a commercial driver, what are those things I need to ensure that the vehicle have at this very time? Someone want to say, I want to make sure I get to Asaba and come back today, so that I can make some cool money.
Well, that's quest to go and come back in a hurry is one of the leading causes of road traffic crashes. So I will advise motorists, travelers within this season to employ journey management strategies. Don't be in a hurry on the road. Our roads are very wonderful, very wide. So when you're traveling, ensure that you travel within stipulated speed limits. If you're traveling to Edo State should take 7-8 hours on the average. Now, bearing other factors on the road, there are checks on the road. you need to get some gas, you need to refuel, you need to ease yourself, you need to. So why don't you put your journey at say 12 hours or say 10 hours? In that way, you'll be traveling at ease. So if you know you're traveling for 10 hours, you know, okay, if I leave my house by 6 a.m., by 6 p.m. I should be where I am. But if you don't take that into consideration, you will be speeding, which might predispose the person to road traffic crashes. And please, people shouldn't patronize sellers of substandard tires. Don't buy substandard tires. I know the economy is very wonderful. Tires are quite expensive. But buying substandard tires or tires that they call it tokumbo is a killer. When I traveled to France on a course, I discovered that it's cheaper to travel by train. So people park their vehicles. So some of those tires must have been on the vehicles, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and probably getting out of use. Then one of our brothers who are importers will now go and gather them instead of allowing the people
Sometimes to dash. They
just pack them, put them in a container, and then bring them back here. So you look at them as they are new tires. Those tires are okay. It's just like you having a shoe that you're not using, and then you leave it in your house. You travel after 3-5 months, you come back, try to use that shoe. Sometimes you discover that it gives way.
No, now, the shoe go leave your legs.
Good. That's some of the psychology of polymaterials when they are left unused. So don't patronize sellers of substandard tires. It is better you buy new tires. And don't just buy new tires because some of those tires might be recycled. You go and buy from accredited vendors. We are not marketing any company. So just go to accredited vendors. Don't make that call when you're traveling. There's a call coming in. Please pull over. Just a second. You could receive that call. Or you remembered someone you need to call. Please pull over in a safe place. Maybe a gas station or somewhere. Make that call, receive that call, and then you continue on your journey. And please don't allow underage children to sit in front seats. If they sit at the back, let them use baby carrier or something to hold them to the seat. Don't carry pets in the vehicles. They could distract you and then cause crashes.
Okay. Advise us to.
Okay.
Especially, okay, I won't say some of us, even though you want to just rush to drop your car at the airport, you still need to the vehicle need to be in order.
Yes, definitely.
It's not the length of the journey, but how smart you are during the journey.
Definitely. You like he rightly said, most times there are things that people tend to look. Okay, fine. I'm just within the town. Let me just go and come back. Like your tires. But then, as a driver, and you're going to take your boss to the airport, or you're going to pick your boss from the airport as early as 7. Once you do your normal morning parade, you check your water, you check your oil, you check your farm bed. So you don't come around the airport and probably maybe your vehicle stops and it's causing obstruction and it's hindering other people from, getting to catch their flights and all that. So that's where we come in, because we won't allow that. What we'll do is clear obstruction. If you look from here now to the airport, you will see that the road is as free as. Make sure that you don't see vehicles parking around or picking passengers around where they are not supposed to. Then when it comes to you the driver, you're supposed to have, fine, it's a car, it can stop at any time. So even when it stops, you should be able to have your caution sign to show the incoming driver that this vehicle
there's an issue.
Yes, there's an issue. So you don't constitute what we call road obstruction, because when you do that and you don't put any sign, you're already causing a road obstruction. And what we do is we tow away those vehicles from those roads. And when it comes to a driver coming to the airport, and you're supposed to come by 7, and you should leave maybe 1 hour earlier. It's just normal psychology. Let me leave earlier. What if I run into maybe
traffic,
unforeseen or unexpected traffic? So you should at least leave earlier so you can get there on time.
Thank you very much. You can join the conversation just 0700 903 903 903. We can do 30 seconds. 0700 903 903 903 is the number. I think we have a call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. 0700 903 903 903. three. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. 0700 903 903 903. You have a question for a very, very respected, distinguished road safety officer here? Then talk to us. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Very good. In addition, our police traffic, we should be checkmating, especially truck driver for this drunk and drive.
Okay.
Now that one that annoy me pass for this country. Now it be number one major problem why they get for this country. If they drive your own, if they drive trailer driver own. Because they go smoke, drink, no police to checkmate these people. We need serious traffic police to be controlling drink and drive in this country. That's a major headache for our road, I beg. 90% of our accidents is caused by sorry, let me mention name, I beg. By alcohol. I beg.
Thank you very, very much for that. Talking of those that drive the big lorries and the rest of them.
Yes.
That they need to respect everybody on the road too. Hello, good afternoon. Okay. What's your message for them? Because your vehicle big. Sometimes they feel that.
Yes. Well, I'll also advise other motorists to avoid these big trucks because sometimes their brakes are not as effective as that of small vehicles. But we've also engaged. We have a lot of truck bonded terminals along Agor Palace Way. We held a meeting 2 weeks ago. The chairman wasn't around, so he just came back from a journey. He's fixing another meeting for next week. And that's part of what we intend to take up to ensure that issues of driving under influence is a thing of the past.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oga, good afternoon.
How are you today, sir?
I'm trying to be fine.
Well, let me appreciate the unit commander of Isolo. I want to appreciate him very, very well. He's really doing a lot of great job on that axis. I really want to appreciate him. And concerning all what he has ruled out for the plan for the Ember month, I want to know the role of special marshals as regard to that, the program they have on ground. So that's just my own contribution.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rule of special marshal.
All right.
We'll see how we go. Okay.
All right. FRSC has a 3-tier operations levels of operation. We have the regular marshals, those of us who are paid and we are in uniform. We have the volunteers who are the special marshals, men and women of proven integrity in the society, and then we have the road safety club.
Person like me, where I fall, I no fall in any of them.
you
maybe
fall
I'm a radio marshal.
So recently, the commercial released the SOP for Operation Zero Tolerance to all the commands, and the special marshals are actively involved. Their place is, in fact, you'll be seeing them on the road very soon. Operation Zero takes off sometime later on in this month. So once we start off, the special marshals are going to be deployed. For those of them who are in Lagos, that are not traveling, we'll deploy them for traffic control, for enforcement. And for even those who are traveling, the instruction is that when they get back to where they are, they should liaise with the closest command, and then they will be engaged also.
Okay, the same thing your side too?
Yes, we'll have special marshals in the airport here. In fact, we'll have the one inside the airport. Some of the fan staff, they also are part of special marshal. We'll have some other units at this Ajawa estate. We engage them during festive period, like 25th, 26th, days that people will be out using the road. They are volunteers. So what they do is we put up the time, we time the traffic. There are times that they are peak period for traffic. They are on the road, trying to manage traffic around the airport because it's going to be busy around the airport.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, good afternoon.
Well done, Mike. I got
Okay, Mike. Okay.
There's another suggestion that all these, especially those trailers, all these containers, they will carry container without giving the container seatbelt. There was not big container like that without even using belt on it. And that can be any mistake. The container can go outside and fell on top of some vehicles. And so then they not carry good tires. Sometimes you go see some tires don't bust. They will sit down the trailer like that will load. We start to look into that again.
All right. Thank you very, very much.
Probably that should be in the past because you travel along Agor Palace Way, you hardly can find a vehicle, a container, a truck carrying a container that is not properly latched to the body. In fact, we had an incident sometime in the past where we had to hold down a truck, and then their union came out and said it just came out of the loading bay and all that, but we stood our grounds and ensured that they got the proper equipment and latched the container to the flatbed before it moved. So within the axis, you hardly can find.
What are you doing with some of the eateries to know they are going to be very, very busy at this very point in time? Some even have where children play.
Yes.
And sometimes if you check very well where to park for some of those family that will bring their children to come and play, they become a problem. Particularly this bending from going to Gate.
Yes.
Jakande Estate. Solo
without
Gate.
prejudice to any eatery, so that it doesn't look like. We've also talked with them. Like that axis you mentioned, very close to Gate.
Yeah.
The chairman, Ejibwe CDA, Honorable Monsuru.
Just say Obe. We know him as Obe.
Obe has earmarked a portion, a park. Because we brought up this idea of people parking on the road causing issues. So he has marked out an area where people will be parking. So we've also engaged that eatery particularly, and we've told them, if you must have these festivities, children parties and all that, this is an area where they've designated for vehicles to park, and then they've consented to that, and I'm sure that will be taken care of.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
I beg the volume of your set.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me very well now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Okay, sir. So I'm calling from Satellite, Federal by name.
Okay.
But please, I want to add some things. Like most of the problem I experience mainly on the highway, the bus drivers, unlike all these commuter buses, everybody wants to be in front. Everyone wants to be first. Everyone want to be there early. So by so doing, they will overspeed the speed limit. Before they will get to where one thing or the other happened, they couldn't control the speed. And something tragedy might happen immediately. And most of them doesn't respect these trucks. And the trucks themselves, they are on speed as well. So such thing always cause such an accident on the road. So sir, please, I want you to do something by telling them on air like this, so that most of us that apply on the road will listen and obey.
All right.
Please.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, thank you very, very much for that. Before I ask for your closing safety guide, I know for us to, because I'm planning to bring Madam BC to the studio in respect of a driver license.
Okay.
People completely dumb their whatever, and I found out like it should be able to maybe one day come and help us, and the people will call. Okay, I've done I have the temporary. Susan, how they can get it. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody talk about a trailer driving with a bust tire. I don't know what people do about it, because most of them I'm afraid to park. Because all these agro, whenever they park, they surround them. So what are you doing about it? I think that is what makes them not to park and restore the tire. Thank you, sir.
All right. It's equally bringing another narrative. If they want to park and say, let them see what they can do. The good boys, see sometimes they disturb.
In fact, during our last meeting with them, some of these issues came up. They complained a lot about these urchins and all that. But we couldn't come to a conclusion because their chairman wasn't in town, their patron. So now that he's around, we'll meet next week. And we also intend to reach out to some of those people who do those things. And then because you can't endanger people's lives in a bid to probably it is revenue they are collecting or something, because I don't know what their modus operandi and things they do. So we'll take care of that.
Oga Peter, every one of us, now big men they come airport side. Me I know, if not because of the past they go work, for no they come your side. What would be advice to the big men that come to the airport as we go?
Okay, thank you very much. My advice is, first of all, if you confirm your flight time, just make sure you leave at a time that you won't be in a rush. You know, most of those big men, they have 2-3 cars and they have siren, they have escorts. And once they are running late, the driver wants to impress the big man and is oppressing everybody with his siren. And most times, we take down numbers and we send tickets for siren violation.
And then they pay?
They go pay now.
Okay. Because sometimes they no go, they feel no pay. They say, do you know who I am?
No,
you know, once their name is mentioned on air, it has a way of making people want to do the right thing. Yes.
I don't mind working with your unit. Some of those people, just give me their name. I go mention the car after they know if you come here. I go a so car. There is evidence. You will have a CCTV or evidence that. So you know, say they no go big man. No, they like make no. That's why they don't like us for radio.
Well, there are other ways to channel it. When we issue our ticket, what we do, we do verification for the number. We issue ticket and we send to the number, the owner of the vehicle, and you know.
I bet make their money they big go. Make it they big.
You know, we cannot go out of the National Road Traffic Regulation as is stipulated in our operating books. Yes.
Now no need money. Those big people they government now people like us now don't get money to pay. Oga, our place. No sir, they call this our side plantain land.
Yes.
And I need to see chairman SCDA solo and Oga Obenance. How do we? They have banana like this plantain senior banana, right?
Yes. So
let's be calling our side plantain island.
All right. Thank you very much. I would before I say the final word, I appreciate the Sector Commander Lagos State, Corps Commander GK Hamzat, for the initiatives he has come up with, and this is actually going to change the narrative as it regards traffic management within this season. We're going to be seeing traffic monitors. There's going to be radar guns. There will be mobile courts. There will be a whole lot. So if you are caught speeding, you face the magistrate. I would rather advise everyone traveling this season, it is better to arrive late than delayed. Leave your house early. Like we say in FRSC, the road is patient but hardly forgives. Please, the person you told goodbye expects you back in one piece. So if you will not do it for law enforcement, if you will not do it for the law, do it for that the one who said goodbye, because the person is expecting
or
you.
do it for VOP because we want you to only continue to listen to us.
Yes, do it for VOP and make sure you always use your seatbelt. Compliments of the season.
Thank you very much. That is the voice of my very, very senior Oga Joe Oko Joe. Is the one that manage all of us in his solo.
I'm just one of the small boys. No, I'm an errand boy.
No man. Now, then we have our guy here. This man, a big man.
Now then they see big people. We are.
Oga Peter Nweze, thank you very much for joining us, and we want to be seeing more of you.
Thank you.
By the special grace of God, accident this very period is going to reduce, inshallah. But what we just need to do for us to discipline ourselves.
Yes.
We should not be in a hurry, and God. And put it that way. My name is Joseph Folonshaw. By the special grace of God, Wednesday next week we'll be here again. And the GM, the chairman, we are cooking something now whereby we need to make sure that the environment is very, very active, getting those wonderful information across from VOP to you to ensure that you are properly equipped with knowledge, wonderful knowledge, so that we can be moving from one place to the other as we do our activities in Lagos, Nigeria. I promise you, say very, very soon, Nigeria is going to be better. And the day that Donald Trump, that time he don't enter government, if you say you want to enter Nigeria, and I mean go different, but say Donald Trump, I declare you, I will deny your visa, you know, go enter this place because this place don't better. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye bye for now.